Hello and welcome to TigerTails Gaming Game of the Year 2022 Awards. My name is Xavier Wolf.
I am TK Tiger.
And we are here for the final TigerTails gaming stream of this year.
Of the year!
Quite likely, considering
We're free!
considering
We're free!
Christmas is literally this weekend.
So this is Christmas.
Yeah, pretty much.
And a copyright strike.
And we are here to talk about the Game of the Year 2022 awards. So, for context...
I feel context is important for these awards because
they're
not like ordinary awards.
Yeah, everyone else does like the games released this year. We do the games that we played this year. Because trying to keep up to date with the games that were released every year...
Is expensive.
Is expensive and
stupid.
This year still has been an episode in disappointment, aside from certain games.
Some of which we don't own yet, so can't talk about.
Yeah.
Others we do own, have played, and will talk about.
A lot.
An awful lot in some cases.
Yeah, TK has set up a way to make sure that we don't overrun. So
have I?
Yes, you have set up a thing so that I don't waffle over things too badly.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yes, you showed me the thing to make sure I don't waffle too bad.
Yeah, well, I haven't given you the time to let you waffle too much.
Yes.
So I've been very strict with timings in terms of what you can waffle about.
Indeed. So what we'll be doing is we'll be going through the categories that we have selected for this year.
And the categories look like this.
Yeah, because we've not got the same categories from last year. Things were played out a little bit different.
So some categories have returned.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of new ones.
Yeah. So we have fighting, because Fight Night Fridays was absolutely still a thing.
Yeah, occasionally.
Occasionally.
It was supposed to be a thing anyway.
Yeah.
It didn't always happen.
No.
But even then, there would only be 12 fighting games that we would have played, and it would have been just a case of finding the one to be liked. So
yes.
And then we got beat 'em up, which is different to fighting. Fighting is your toe-on-toe kind of either 3D or 2D fighting game that's just literally fighting. The beat 'em up is your side-scrolling, walking down the corridors, beating people up as you go style of games.
Yes. Puzzle, fairly self-explanatory. It has to be a puzzler. There has to be puzzle.
There has to be some
elements.
kind of puzzles in it somewhere.
Yeah, some of the nominations that you'll see, you will scratch your head as we go through.
Yeah.
Next one, RPG.
RPG, we definitely stretch.
Yeah, we stretch because I didn't do as many RPGs this year as I did last year.
We didn't do any this year, really. In terms of true straight RPGs.
Yes.
I don't think we did any. We've done lots of games that had RPG elements in them, and you'll find them in the RPG list. But actual RPGs themselves, yeah, less so.
Yeah, I absolutely need to next year crack on with things like Kingdom Hearts 2.
And 3.
Yeah, 3 is going to be a challenge.
I really enjoyed 3, but yeah, that's a story for another day.
Then moving on.
Action.
Yeah.
That's what it says on the tin.
Action is one of those really big genre ones, and yes, we have the same issue because you could see the platformer one under, but we specified a bit better. So action is the action games. This will be things that primarily have a lot more action involved.
You'll probably see games from all the other categories floating their way into here because they have action elements in them as well.
Yep. Then the mascot platformer. This is primarily because we're kind of
furries.
We are furries.
This is basically the polite way of saying it's a furry game.
And thankfully it's not entirely full of foxes. Although we got close.
It's not entirely full of foxes, but
we got close.
We haven't escaped the fox element.
No, I really need time to go back to one of them.
I think
really
next year I'm just going to run a series where we play nothing but fox games.
Yeah, what is fox game?
And I'm just going to fill the mascot platformer with foxes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I'm going to play Tunic. I'm going to play Kingsley. I'm going to play Stories. I'm going to play all the other foxy games.
Again, Stories again. Yes, because you've played Stories already.
Yes, I have.
We've seen that one. That was fun.
That was a good game.
Then we have Shooter, which again is quite light because we didn't really play that many shooters this year.
Not really, no. And we're not just counting first-person shooters in that. We're also counting like the dual stick shooters as well. So yeah,
we stretched it a bit.
A little bit.
We stretched it a bit compared to last time. And then lastly, no second slide this time, rogue-like. So this is primarily because of, I'll be honest, Vampire Survivors, but also a lot of other games which have the Metroidvania rogue-like or rogue-lite elements. So this was a little bit easier.
If at first you don't succeed, die again. I think is basically how you could summarize a roguelike.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, shall we move on to the first category?
Shall we? Yes, because we've waffled for 5 minutes. It's not like we've got an entire hour and a half to fill.
All right, I've got a little backup plan if we don't make it. So,
Jolly
yes,
good,
the
that's fine.
first game is fighting games, because as you say, Fight Night Fridays was supposed to be a thing.
Yeah, we did manage to get some stuff in there. So the question is, though, who are the nominees? Let's have a look.
Let's have a look at the nominees. So first up, it's Soul Calibur 2, which we played on the PlayStation 2.
Yes, we do have a variety of these ones. It's really fun. It's our favourite out of the Soul Caliburs, so it's nice to see it.
And then we have Tekken 7.
Oh god, the new Tekken is making me want to play more Tekken.
It's so shiny, look at it!
Tekken 7, I wish I played more of.
We can play more of it, it's
yeah.
fine. Get your own copy, we can play it.
I think I'm on PC. Soul Calibur 3, so Soul Calibur getting double representative.
Yep, it's because we played the arcade edition of PS2, which was a PS2 hack, and I wanted to get it running on real hardware.
Yeah.
And so I did.
Yeah.
Because I can.
Before it got ruined by 4. Lastly...
No, there's no lastly.
No
It's
lastly,
just the
it's those
3.
ones. Okay.
Yeah. Now, the great thing is, after all these videos end, they end on this screen. So if we want to add more,
yes,
we can talk on this blank screen.
Yeah. So it was a little bit light for the fighters, but I got to say, we did pull out the ones that we very much liked.
Yes. Should
did
we
pull
find
out
out
the ones
who
we
the
liked.
winner is?
Yes.
Drum roll, please. It's one thing we don't actually have. I didn't think about making a drum roll sound effect or getting one. Never mind.
We did enough. I
think I've
did
done more than
enough.
fucking enough. So the winner is Soul Calibur 2.
Hey.
So we can waffle on about this for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, so we have played this
So
year
much.
on year.
So much.
In the arcade especially.
I love the arcade version.
Oh, the arcade version was fantastic. And yeah, as you can see, Hayachi was there. So this is primarily
the PlayStation 2
the
version.
PlayStation 2. Did play the Xbox version with
I never did.
Yoda? Or,
No, that
it
was
wasn't
Soul
Yoda.
Calibur 4.
Oh, it was Link, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
Link
did
was,
play
Link was on the GameCube.
Oh, GameCube.
Spawn
Spawn.
was on the Xbox, and then Heihachi Mishima was on the PS2.
Yes.
Because Namco was basically in bed with Sony anyway,
Yeah.
and also owned Tekken. So it's like, can we have permission to use our own characters? Oh, I think we can. So yeah.
Hayachi makes sense, and everyone went, okay.
And they go, well, he hasn't got any weapons. He's got fists.
He has fists. His body makes lightning. It works.
Yes.
I gotta say, I did have this one. I've played it. I've not
This
played
is footage
the story.
from our stream, and this is the story mode.
The story mode is one that I never really managed to get my head into because it does require you to be a bit more
Skilled.
flexible with
Skilled.
characters.
Holy crap,
that
it
too.
requires skill.
Yeah.
I like that little jump.
Yes, considering Cervantes is a bitch when you play on this particular thing.
Yeah.
It's also the only way to unlock characters. That was the thing that annoyed me.
like Cervantes. We had
Yeah.
to beat him to unlock him.
Yeah.
And then we proceeded to just do our normal Mitsuki versus Cervantes fight forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, that was the thing that we tried as soon as we got like 4, which even though 4 was Buckaroo Soul Calibur, I still enjoyed some of it. I just felt they broke so
I
much.
didn't like 4. 5 is okay. 6 is reasonable.
Yeah, I need to play more of 6. I don't know if they're going to do another one. It depends.
We've both got 6 on the PS4, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we could play it online.
I will say for fighting games, though, coming up, the League of Legends Fighter one looks really interesting because that's Tag Fighter.
Not interested in Street Fighter 6 at all at the moment.
Street Fighter 6, if they stop showing the really badly made fucking create your own character bullshit and actually gave it to people who could make characters, I might be interested because it's like, oh, look at these characters. It's like, just show me a goddamn tiger in a gi. Go on.
Yeah, I'll take tigers. Give me animals. Remake Brutal Paws of Fury.
Oh god, yeah.
That's all I can ask for.
But yeah, Tekken 7, all of that is on the horizon. So maybe
Tekken 8, you mean?
Tekken 8. So maybe we'll see it because with things going on, it's going to be online. Some online potentially. We'll see. We'll see.
We're gonna need to keep our PS Plus subscriptions active.
Well, I always will because oh my god.
Oh yes.
So next category is beat 'em up.
Yes. So again, this is the side-scrolling, walking down the alleyway, kicking the shite out of people for no discernible reason apart from the reasons.
Well, variations on the idea. It's not a straight fighting game, but there is fighting involved. I think is the best way to say it.
I mean, there's a game in here that's a bit of a stretch, but we'll come to that when we go through the nominees.
Yep.
So our first nominee is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge.
I am amazed this came and just went, yeah, you know the arcade variant of it? Yeah, have it.
It's
and
just
it's
had a
been,
patch.
Oh, nice.
And then Taifu, Wrath of the Tiger. This one is the first kind of stretch in this category, although it kind of fits.
It fits because it just moves 3D.
Yeah.
And it is TK playing.
Yeah, so hence why not particularly right. It's on the PS1 as well, which is nice. Then we have Brock the Investigator.
Because this is a punch and click. And there is effectively you can just fight your way through all of this.
Use your brain or use your brawn. And in this case, Xavier is using brawn.
Yeah, the fighting thing.
Because you were playing it. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game.
Another classic style scroller. Although going from Turtles to this one, I will say you feel the difference. It's just a shame we didn't play Streets of Rage 4 this year. That was very fun.
Game. That was a great game.
I do need to go back to that one, but my God, does that kick your ass?
So, shall we find out who the winner is?
Yes. So, who is the beat 'em up winner for TigerTails Gaming 2022?
And Tajiri in the chat, because we actually have people in the chat this time, is saying, I didn't know April knew karate.
Yeah.
You can play as Angel.
She actually had a lot of progression and evolution in the series, learning, and it's not just the more recent ones where she was actually learning how to fight, which is why she's an awesome character. And it really annoys me when they screw over her entire fucking character.
Right. Let us not keep the people in suspense any longer, because the winner is, of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah,
because
I've got to say,
it was that good.
The fan service was done well, and I enjoyed it.
I mean, just that intro alone was amazing.
The callbacks to playing the old arcade game were all there. The challenges were total fucking bullshit.
And they still are.
They still are.
And as I said, it's been patched recently, so there's a couple of extra modes now in the arcade mode.
Oh,
which will be fun to play through.
Something for next year.
You can set custom modes now in the arcade mode.
Oh God!
So you can change the rules to your liking.
Yeah, and they had like the classic arcade sections of you're on the hoverboards or on the skateboards,
or you're surfing or whatever. And
yeah.
It's hard, but
and
brilliant.
Oh my God, the cartoon series bad guys.
Baxter Stockman.
Yeah. As much as though Shredder is a right so and so.
Pain in the Patooey?
Yeah. It was really nice just to travel through and do the game, because this was played multiple times across 1 week.
Yes, it was. We kind of had a week of Turtles.
Yes.
Bonus streams ahoy! They've actually patched. You know, we were just doing the taunt to recharge our gauges.
Yep.
You can only do that once now.
They've
worked it out and patched it. It's like, but that just made the game so much easier.
Yeah, that's the point.
And there's less rats now as well.
Oh wow!
They've turned down the number of times he calls the rats.
Nice.
So this boss should be actually playable now.
Yes, because my God, that fight was silly. Because look at that. Oh.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this game. And I think it is a worthy winner against all the other kind of beat-em-ups that we've played this year.
We haven't really... Well, we have played a good chunk, but it hasn't been like when Streets of Rage came out, because there was a fair few at that time. Same with Scott Pilgrim when that originally came out. There was a fair few nice ones that came out.
I really enjoyed Scott Pilgrim when it first came out, but now having played the complete edition and having played other beat-em-ups since... It's really hard going back to Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, that's the hard thing about going back to some of the retro games, because it's like, oh God.
The trouble is, I can go back to games like Streets of Rage 2 on the Mega Drive. I can go back to that easily, and it kind of feels like a nice, comfortable, warm glove, which is why Street Fighter 4 felt so good, because it kind of was like playing Streets of Rage 2 and 3 again. Whereas, if you go back to Streets of Rage 1...
Yeah, that's rough.
No,
that is rough.
You just can't do it. But let's move on to the next category. So the next category is puzzle. Yeah, so... This is literally just either straight puzzle games that we've played or games that have puzzly elements to it.
Yes.
And so the nominees are...
Yeah, we didn't play a huge number, so there may be some head scratches as we go through. But Karushi, holy fuck.
We did the Karushi race.
Yes. That is on the channel. Feel free to find it. We have also played this for PlayStation Challenge Month.
Yep, that was yonks ago.
That was yonks ago, but God, that puzzle game.
Unrailed.
This has been a repeat game since it got released.
Every now and again we drag it out because It's fun.
It's just silly crazy. I mean, you can get just so focused, it's unreal.
It's better.
Yeah.
It's better in multiplayer.
Yes.
Brock the Investigator.
Yeah, so this is the puzzle side.
Yep.
For those people who watched the stream of us doing this.
All kind of 8 of them that survived.
Yeah, my God, we had a lot of head-scratching moments between the two of us.
Moss.
I wish you to complete this because it's so charming.
I love this game.
It is so charming.
It's one of the few VR games that doesn't make me want to puke into a bucket, which is always good.
It's also so weird watching him with
And
the headset.
Bugsnax.
Yeah,
Which is one we hadn't played in ages, but we did play at the start of the year, and so it crept in to being a qualifying game for this year's categories.
Both myself, I think mostly TK have played.
Yeah, we've played it.
Mostly TK
I
played
I would pass the controller to you, and I got 3D sick.
Yes.
And finally, Stray.
I need to finish this. My God, was this fun. That was totally and absolutely fun.
Well,
just basically cat simulator.
You are Cat.
Yeah.
And it's available on PlayStation Plus.
PlayStation
So
Plus.
if you have the thing.
Yes, I own it and PlayStation Plus.
Yes, so, and I think you've uploaded your save to the cloud, haven't you?
I've hopefully.
Or were you playing on my profile?
Well, God knows, but I'll probably start again if I ever do go back to it.
Nah, fair enough.
It's fine.
But who do you think the winner is?
Yeah,
there's no point asking you. You know.
This is going to be a bit of a harder one with the puzzle one because there are some, especially from last year, Karushi, my God, that hammered our expectations a lot. Stray, though, is really nice, even though puzzle elements.
I grew up with Karushi, and it still kicks my ass.
Yeah, Brock also is another one because it's not rub face against
everything, and the hint system is. Well, let's find out who the winner is.
Yes.
It is Brock the Investigator.
Yeah.
Yes, I pushed hard for this because it actually. I was going through last year's video, and the prologue for Brock the Investigator won puzzle for last year. So it's nice to now be able to play the full game.
Yes.
And have it win this year as well.
Yep.
And next year, when it comes out on consoles. So guess what category you're going to be seeing it in next year's video.
Yeah, I will say, having seen the endings. Oh, some of this. Oh, yeah, this is the Etch-a-Sketch. Having seen some of the endings now, I am glad we did what we did.
Yes.
But I am not a fan of the canon ending.
I quite enjoy the canon ending. I enjoy lots of the other endings that go the periphery around that as well. And the fact it's one of these games where the choices you make actually matter because there's so many metrics going on behind the scenes to gauge what your next part of the story will be.
Yeah, you can very easily kill off a character and you can very easily cause an event that you didn't expect because of one choice early on.
And there's multiple game overs in the game as well.
Yes.
For if you either get your lead character killed. You can also play as Graf as well as Brock.
Yeah.
Which is good. But it is just one of those lovely little home games. It's made by Cowcat Games, who is literally just one person, Fabrice Benton in France. And he obviously hired out some animators and things to actually get all the graphics and things done.
Yeah.
But all the code is all his, and I was in the Kickstarter, hence why I've actually got a seat in the crowd.
You'll see that. I will say, if this looks any way kind of interesting to you, don't watch our stream, play the game.
Yeah,
go back.
Go blank.
To the stream. Because it's much more fun to do all of this stuff. I mean, even though like those little puzzles are.
I'm in the background.
Dear me. Even those little hint things in the background can spoil things.
Yeah, I tried to get as much non-spoilery stuff as possible when I was capturing footage for that. Well, when I was choosing clips for that. But Tajiri says, I remember hearing about Stray. The internet was making a big fuss over it when it came out. Yes, because it was that good.
It is a very good game. I mean, it's been in lists of other bigger stations and everything who've basically gone Game of the Year because it came out this year.
Yeah, and the jury says, congrats to Brock. Never heard of most of these, but Brock looks pretty cool. Brock is pretty cool, and it's currently on sale on Steam.
Yeah.
If you fancy picking it up.
If you like the idea of the old point and click and also enjoy the idea of having the option of just punching your way through stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's point and click, but you don't have to point and click. There are two different ways of solving most puzzles, and that is either to think your way through them or to fight your way through them.
Yep.
And I think that pushes it above games like the New Monkey Island that came out this year with its weird graphic style.
New Monkey Island, I say, is harkening back to the old, trying to put a spin on the old Monkey Island game series, which I never really did, even though
but
I
apparently
did a lot
they've
of
really simplified a lot of the puzzles.
Yeah, that unfortunately seems to be the thing with a lot of games. It feels easier.
Yeah, but
hey ho.
But hey ho, indeed. Let's move on to the RPG category. So
Yeah.
this is are the games with role-playing elements in them, since we didn't really play any true role-playing games.
Yeah, a little bit of a letdown, but that's
Bit of a stretched category
understandable.
this year, but let's see what we have. We have the nominees are Alpha Protocol, the espionage RPG.
So I've completed this again at the beginning of the year. It's a fun game. It does have RPG elements, even though it does look like a shooter from what I'm doing there. Very, very much fun.
Yeah,
Year Zero, Road to Eden. Fuck, this is a hard game. I would normally say it's XCOM-y.
Yeah, it's more tactical than RPG, but there are RPG elements to it.
Yeah, there's a good chunk in there.
Sonic Frontiers.
I need to get a copy and complete and do a complete. It's really interesting, and it certainly does have
Yeah,
RPG
this
elements.
is the first time a Sonic game's had RPG elements to it.
Be interesting to see what happens when you get 99 speed. And then obviously Scott Pilgrim.
Versus the World, the game complete edition again.
Yeah, because there is also RPG elements. If you buy food and buy items, they'll raise your stats.
Yep.
Which is very useful for completing the level, especially when we first did it.
Yes, I mean, it was like, oh, we got this food, it does this thing, and oh my god, I can hit harder, I can go faster, this is amazing! And now, after playing all the others have come out, it's like,
Yeah.
why are we doing this? Why is this in this game?
You have to get your head in the right place. But the question is, what's the winner for us 2022 for RPGs?
And the winner is Alpha Protocol.
Eh.
So this is definitely where you speak, Mr. Xavier, because I've not played very much of this thanks to my 3D sickness.
This is a very fun game. If you can get it on PC, don't play it on the hardest difficulty because the bugs will kill you. It's a port, it's really fun, and it basically goes, here's spy games, spy series, spy shows, from what you remember of like James Bond, Jason Bourne, all of that stuff, and cram it all together. The mess that this game is laughable at times, but brilliant fun, cliche. I really enjoy some of the aspects, but you do need to go into it with a sense of fun for some of the cheese and things. But there's so many different things to unlock and so many endings. It's just a shame that Sega tried to do more than they should have. In an era before like Mass Effect properly had come out. It was so fucking
I like that
pushing it
transition.
stuff. Yeah.
And it's got hacking minigames.
Yeah, hacking minigames, lock-picking minigames. There's some really fun ways of playing. It's like you can be a shooter guy, you can be a stealthy guy, you can be like a gadget guy.
What I like is that the shooting, it's not all based on skill.
No.
It is kind of a dice roll based on
Yeah.
your stats.
Yeah, it does help. There is aspects of the
You shoot
shooting
in the
that
nuts.
is... Yes, pretty much.
You
There is aspects,
bastard.
but my God, you can tell when you're on the easy level, but the hard level is even sillier because the bugs on hard make everything silly. It really does. Ah, yes, the ending I got that's different to the first playthrough I did way back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't end with her.
So is that the canonical ending you got?
No, there's several different endings. There's not really a canonical thing.
Oh, I see. Fair
But
enough.
it's really fun. I want to try and go back to it, but it is hard to go back to it because yeah, you've got to have the right mindset for Alpha Protocol.
Well, I've got it on the PS3 because I've got the PS3 version, and I've tried playing some of it.
Yeah, your 3D sickness.
Yeah, after the first half an hour, I was like, look, I'll play this anymore. I'm gonna have to stop.
You need a way of being able to get over that because many games now are going to be there's going to be a lot. Although that said, we've had more indies that have done really well and double A's that have been not.
I mean,
that.
indie games like Brock or AA games like Stray, you know, they've done really, really, really well. And Stray didn't make me want to puke into a bucket because I was able to watch you play it,
Yes.
which is nice. I like it when games do that.
Yes.
But anyway, let's move on to the action category.
Yes. So this is everything that doesn't fall into the other categories primarily. A lot of action, sometimes referred to as action adventure.
Yeah, sometimes. But
So
then-
who did we nominate in this year?
Oh, there was a fair few this year, I think. Starting off the nominees with Jack and Daxter. Have you actually finished your playthrough of this?
No, I tried to go back to play this, and it was really frustrating because it was like, this is all right, but my motivation is struggling with it, which was a shame. Great classic game, though.
Bloodborne.
Classic.
Hard as
platform.
bloody nails, this game.
Oh, God, yes. Hedgie played it. I've played it.
I've played a bit. Hedgie
TK's
ended up
played a
getting
bit.
further than I did,
Mm-hmm.
but then he put a lot more perseverance into it because I could only play in short bursts.
Oh, God.
Evil Dead, a fistful of boomstick.
Just, for me, being an Evil Dead fan, this is exactly what you want for, like, the PS2 era.
Yes, it was a PS2 game.
Silly and
Campy. And fun.
Oh.
And Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah, because technically it is action game, and there he is. Fucker.
Yeah.
Jesus.
This is
Look at the bullshit he pulls off straight there, and that.
Spoilers for Endgame, by the way.
Yeah, you need it.
And once again, we see Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, again, an action game as well as it being a beat 'em up. Also RPG elements.
Yeah, I was going to say, this game manages to cover a lot of ground.
Yes. It is a fun game. There's like multiple characters.
And then your game that you played an awful lot of this year.
Yes, because it is really fun, and it came out with the game and the DLC. So I basically played through all of it on PC.
And
Great
he means all of it. Yes, that was Monster Hunter Rise.
Yeah.
We didn't say. So, let's find out who the winner is. Or what the winner is. Is it who or what when you're talking about a game?
We can personify games. It's fine.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's fine.
And of course, it was Monster Hunter Rise because Mr.
No
Xavier
surprise.
just played that forever.
Oh, God.
A huge
I mean,
chunk in the middle of the year was just all Monster Hunter.
it's a port of the Switch game on PC. There are mods that make it a bit more bearable, depending on how you want to mod it. But I picked up Monster Hunter originally on PSP and just couldn't get my head around the game. But then when Monster Hunter World came out on PS4, I saw people playing it and I just fell in love with the game and I just kept on playing it and kept on playing it. When it came out on Rise, it was a no-brainer to pick up. So I played it on Switch, it was fun. And I thought, okay, I'll go on to PC, I'll do a run-through on PC and go through with Sword and Shield, as you can see. And it's just an absolute blast to learn the mechanics. And that's only one weapon. There's multiple different weapons that you can learn.
Lots of sidekicks by the look of it.
Oh, the expansion to have additional followers, which came out with Sunbreak, was brilliant. Plus, you also have, as you can see, the Palicos and the Palamutes.
And if you're wondering why it suddenly randomly sped up, so did I.
TK did not notice that it was a full clip of a catch-up they did. But it's so much fun, and
Well,
the
you
builds
provided
are fun.
this footage.
I know I did. The builds are fun. I am going back to it occasionally, because at the moment it's now, for me, hit the end game build-up ceiling. So it's like, okay, things are harder. Need to like actually invest time to get what I need, rather than just play through the story. So I'll maybe go back to it now and then. I'm going to be interesting to see what the next one is. Although so far the only thing we've heard...
Hopefully it'll be slower than this.
Yeah, I think the only thing we've heard so far is there's going to be a mobile variation of it, which doesn't surprise me, because the mobile market is just crazy, really. I will flat out say it is a very fun game. If you've got a Switch, pick it up. If you're on PC, pick it up. It is very fun.
The jury says, I've only seen Monster Hunter fan art, and now I see the game. Neat.
Yes. Oh, some of the fan art, the stories they tell, because obviously Monster Hunter is
Rule 34.
around the idea of being like an environmental game, and like you're helping keep the balance of the environment, and some of the little mini stories they'll have in the art, it's like, oh, pull the heartstrings. Yes, and also there is Rule 34.
Of course there is. It's the internet.
Yes, there is Rule
Are
34
we really
there.
surprised? Speaking of Rule 34.
Mascot platformers, yes. Oh my god. Especially considering
Literally
the games we
type
play.
the name of any of these characters into for Affinity or Google Image Search,
Yeah.
and you will find penis,
Well, amongst other things.
amongst many other things. Right, shall we go and check out the nominees?
Yeah, let's check out the nominees for Mascot Platformer. This one, again, is a bit bigger because of the types of games we were playing.
It's The Legend of K, which is a PS2 game that was then remastered for the PS4.
You completed this, didn't you?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you completed
No,
this
you've
on the
now got further
PS2.
than I have on it.
All right.
I got my PS2 build. And then we've got Moss again.
Yeah.
Because, oh my god, this is such a good game.
I hope to see you complete this.
So do I.
I really do. It is a very cute and fun game.
It's kind of hard, though, because the puzzles are a little bit puzzly. And my brain is not wired for that.
No.
Sonic Frontiers makes a reappearance because, of course, Sonic's a mascot platformer.
Yeah, need to put more investment because as much as it's kind of split certain aspects of the fan base, it isn't terrible. It is fun.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Yeah, which I did complete.
Yes,
coming up to this week.
I heard you had finished the main
last
story.
Week, yeah, and the challenge section. It is fun, and it harkens back to that first one as well, which is nice.
And tie through Rough of the Tiger.
Surprisingly fun watching you play this.
Surprisingly hard.
Yes,
especially this jump.
Yeah, that jump was just a nightmare. But watching you get your head around the fighting of it was interesting.
And tie the Tasmanian Tiger.
Yeah, this was why I was playing things like Jack and Dexter, the old mascot platformers.
The old collectathons.
Sometimes everything clicks, and then sometimes it doesn't. That's tie. It is fun though. I was watching you play it, and it did look like a good deal of fun. And then I had to kind of stop watching you for a little while, and then I could look at you, and you were somewhere else. It's like, oh, I've missed a bit, but that's okay because lunch and dinner are still where they should be. Yeah, it's the old collectathon action platformers. They're fun. They are really fun. But my God, does it grind a little bit when you realise you've got to collect another 100 things or one thing somewhere in a corner.
And the map is going, I'm not going to tell you where they are.
Yeah, no.
Where do you think this game's runtime comes from? This is a 10-hour game made out of about 2 hours of content.
And that reminds me, Jack and Daxter.
Yeah.
Fuck the fucking fishing game. If you watch back that series, oh God.
Not a fan, I take it.
In order to get one of the power orbs, you have to be able to finish this fishing game where the fish are coming down the river quite fast.
Okay.
Some fish earn you points, but other fish take points away.
Oh.
And it's really tight on the window of error. Not take points away. Some fish mean that you fail. Collect a certain number. And it's really tight window.
So you end up collecting a lot of fish you don't want to.
Yes. Every person that I've watched talk about this game mentions this hell. And I sit there and I go, but I 100%ed this back in the day. Why cannot I remember this? And now I remember why.
You blocked it from your memory.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Let's find out who the winner of the mascot platformer category is. As if it was going to be anything else. Of course, it's Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Yes.
Like an amazing game.
Oh, the tweaks you can do in it.
This is the game I bought the PS5 for.
Yeah, the tweaks you can do in the menus are really fun. The fact you can do performance mode is really fun. The fact that if you complete the game, you can then redo it on a challenge setting, which basically goes, here's all your weapons, but they can now go up to level 10.
So it's like New Game Plus.
New Game Plus, which means you can then do that on harder levels, which I will say is a bit more of a challenge because the damage output is actually meaningful.
Pleasingly, Ratchet and Clank, the original one on PS2, won this category last year.
Yes.
So it's nice that in the 2 years we've been doing this, both the oldest and the newest Ratchet and Clank games have picked up accolades.
I mean, I'll be brutally honest. Ratchet and Clank has a certain play style, especially if you've watched some of the latest parts of this, where I've got tons of weapons and I am just running around doing ridiculousness. Some of it is just unnecessary, like the armor. I don't understand that.
This was for the Ratchet and Clank birthday celebration. They released all this armor.
I just didn't really.
I mean, played within the menu for ages.
Yeah, I played
with
with
that. We got a trophy, so it's all good.
But it is a nice homage to 1 because the story has a lot of beats with the new character that kind of mirrors the journey, which is nice. And then you have the homage of all of the old enemies, the weapons, which is the main reason why I was enjoying myself in this game, picking up the Pixelator.
Oh, the Pixelator's so good.
It is so silly. It is so silly when you get that. So many things, plus the Rhino, which I never did get, which was a shame.
And the comedy in the game as well. Like this bit.
Yeah. There is some really nice bits. Plus also, Dr. Nefarious gets to show that he isn't all bad. We'll get there. TK's advancing too quickly.
I am. I pressed the wrong button. There we go. It's fine.
Yeah, so that is mascot platformer. I'm glad I finished that one before the end of the year.
So am I, because otherwise you'd have had to come visit every Wednesday.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be home.
Not be doing that every Wednesday. Hell no.
Yeah. So,
It's a fun game.
next category is going to be a short one, I think, because it's the shooter category.
Yeah, shooter, we didn't play that many, as opposed to last year where I had actually played things like Cyberpunk, Titanfall. We did the Doom run. We did a Doom challenge
PlayStation
run.
Doom challenge run. That was right.
Yeah, that was where I got killed by Hedgie far too many times.
That was like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
I'm fairly sure it was last year.
I'm fairly sure it wasn't. No, it was in the middle of lockdown, so it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
Because it was during the 25th anniversary of PlayStation being out in the UK.
My memory's going. It was a long time lockdown, let's be honest.
It was.
Very long time. So we've got a few that we've stretched it for.
Yep, so here are the nominees. You've seen a bit of a preview of the first one there. Yep, Gunfire Reborn.
Yeah. I randomly picked this up because I saw a few streamers play it. It is a fun roguelike shooter.
It looked like furry Borderlands to me.
Yeah, a little bit with the characters.
I was okay with that.
Mm.
Protocol returns.
Yeah.
Oddly
It
enough.
does have a lot of shooting elements, and you can just build your character to be flat out, I just shoot everything. That was my PS3 run. I just built a character that shot everything to death and finished the game on that.
The Binding of Isaac.
Oh god, this game is fucking hard. We managed to complete it complete a run on stream, which scared the fuck out of me. I've never been able to complete a run properly.
And then Space Invaders.
Another hard as balls game, but then this is one of TK's favourites, especially.
Yes. This is the first video
on the
game I ever
Atari.
played.
Mm.
This was on the Atari 2600 and released all the way back in 1978.
Yeah, and you can see us trying to do the tactic there.
Yes. And so, the winner of the shooter category. Can you
Yeah.
guess what it is, kids?
Can you guess what shooter won?
Can you guess? That's right. It was the only shooter really in the list.
Yeah,
It was Gunfire Reborn.
yeah. I've played a bit more after the stream, or a couple of streams I did. It's still really fun, and you do have the roguelike. Okay, things unlock, you progress further. Builds unlock, you progress further. There's more DLC that's come out as well, so there's even more characters.
That's cool.
I do like the aesthetic. And the different enemy types, they all change per zone, so you don't see the same ones over and over again or the same attacks over and over again. There's familiar feels. I won't say I'm a fan of all the weapons, though, because some of them do require you to have a certain skill set or set up for them, which sometimes is not fun.
Do you get to kind of choose before you go in?
You can pick one before you go in.
I mean, like,
and
you build. Do you kind of pick your build before you go in, or is it kind of very much determined about what you pick up during the game?
The game does influence your build as you go through, but you can start by picking up a weapon that helps, because you can upgrade it as you go through. You can get extra special powers on the weapons as well as you go through. It does require a bit of grind to unlock all of that, though. So if you are interested in this one, it will require a little bit of work through. But your first through playthroughs, you'll probably just pick up everything and play it and just go, okay, what can I do with this one? And the bosses are fun. The bosses are fun and interesting. And there are like different ones for each stage. So this is one of two for that particular like stage. And now we're moving on to the desert stage with the fucking turrets and invisible fucking foxes. Jesus.
There are foxes in this after all.
It is anthropomorphized.
Could not escape the fox. The fox will get you.
I might come back to that on stream next year. We'll see how the internet handles being able to stream.
Yes. One thing I would really like you to do is actually record your archives. That would be so nice. It would make these videos so much easier to edit. So, with that out of the way, let us move on to the final genre category.
Yes.
And that is roguelikes. So,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, Mr. Xavier, quickly break down what a roguelike is.
So there is actually a game that this was initially based on, which was called Rogue, and the idea was everything's procedurally generated. You would go through procedurally generated rooms and levels in order to quote-unquote complete the game. It got developed upon, and you had things like Spelunky that came out, and then it got expanded even more. So the genre spread out into different genres. So you could call Dark Souls a roguelike because of based out on how certain things of that, even though it's like its own genre. And Vampire Survivors, which is another one, very roguelike. It's kind of a procedural generated setup, or you don't really have anything fixed because you're building everything as you go.
Yeah, the more times you play, the more things you unlock for later runs.
Yes, Metroidvania sometimes is used in the same vein as roguelike. So yeah, we'll have an interesting selection, I think, based on the genre.
Let's check the nominees.
Yes.
So, the first one we have is Dead Cells.
Oh god, this game kicked my ass so many times, and still does, but is still really fun, and is still getting DLC for like a nearly 10-year-old game or something stupid.
It's not that old, it was on the PS4. Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Holy fuck, that was fun. This game, I wish I'd picked it up and played it sooner. It's a rhythm action roguelike. Make sense of that.
The Binding of Isaac returns.
Yes. It is still fun. Like I said, we managed to complete a run on stream, which I've never done, but my god. You get some weird and wonderful builds in that.
He's wearing a gimp mask. Oh, there's Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, Vampire Survivors. So this is the primary one that meant that we had this genre. Oh, God, I have 100%ed this on Steam, and every time they put achievements out, I just go, cool, right, I'm just going to get all of those again.
Just going to unlock the new ones.
Yeah, it is really fun.
And the winner for the roguelike category is Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Yeah, this pushed Vampire Survivors out.
Yeah, I was actually surprised when Vampire Survivors wasn't your pick for this category.
I was not 100% sure of how I was going to like this, because we played the 2-player version of this.
Yes.
The multiplayer. And there was a combination of things that worked really well. The builds you can make helped. Absolutely. Yep. The music, 100%.
The music is
helped.
Amazing in this game.
Oh my god, yeah. Plus the fact that you are unlocking so much extra stuff.
And there's the shop in the game. There's a shop in the main
shopkeeper.
menus. You collect diamonds to spend in the main menu. You collect coins to spend in the game. And yeah, it's all done to the beat. And if you can maintain the beat, A, you get a disco floor, and B, you get a coin multiplier. So the more money you pick up, the more to the beat you keep and don't get hit.
Yep.
The more money you get when you pick it up. It's just it's so good, and everything moves on the beat. Enemies move on the beat. You move on the beat. You attack on the beat. They attack on the beat.
Yep. So there's so much stuff that you have to try and get into your head and the mindset for. Oh god, one of the glass weapons that we never bothered with.
No.
But the fact that you then have to like play everything for the song to complete the song. Oh yes.
Yeah, and if the song ends before you've got to the end stairs, tough. You get dumped into the next level, and if you haven't unlocked the end stairs, you get dumped into a punishment room where you've got to try and fight your way out to then to continue the rest of the level.
Yes, and then because of this particular run, TK had died. I had a weapon. It was the blunderbuss. It got silly. Then we got to stage 2, and we just died.
A lot. Stage 2 is hard, yo.
God, this is definitely a game which I would be interested in investing more time. But fuck, does it want to kill you very quickly?
I used to play it with Shades a long time on Steam.
That there, that right there. Oh,
he died. He died a lot. We died a lot. It was a great game though. And
great game, which is the
and the soundtrack is on Spotify and well worth listening to.
And it just because of the experience and the fun that we had from it. That's the one thing that pushed out Vampire Survivors, because as much as I enjoy Vampire Survivors,
it's a very solo experience.
It's a solo experience. It can become very, very easy once you.
I was watching you play it the other day, and you were just standing there.
Yeah,
and enemies were just killing themselves upon your force field of doom.
Yeah, they'll just kill themselves upon you, because I've gotten to the point where I've got everything. Whereas with that, we were still getting weapons that I needed to learn.
Yes.
In order to progress, because Shades was watching us and we got the whip. It's like, oh, you need to figure that out. And I'm going, I have no fucking clue.
It can bend corners. It's a whip. It does whippy things.
It does whippy things. And I'm like going, and then there's the spears, and then there's the swords. There's the fact that there's glass weapons that do something different.
Or there's diamond weapons.
Yes,
or there's titanium weapons. Oh,
it's a big hole to dig through. And then just add that music on top.
Oh, and it is then icing on the cake.
Add the fact that there's a rhythm element, so it's not just a case of, right...
And then add the multiplayer element.
Oh yeah, that made it a lot more fun because I think trying to jump in on my own would be.
Oh no, it's just as good on your own
Mm.
because I've got it on the Vita as well.
Oh God.
Yeah, I dust off my Vita to play this game.
Jesus.
Yeah, that is how good this game is. It's worth dusting off the PlayStation Vita to go play.
Yeah.
That is how much I like it. So I was very glad when this appeared in the nominees list. So like, yep, I'm having that. Oh, Mr. Davies having that too. Great.
Yeah.
That's
In case
definitely...
you don't know what the Vita is, don't worry. It's just a really good console that Sony went, nah, it's terrible. We'll just move on.
No, they ignored it because people learned to hack it in like 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And Sony couldn't. They found out the master kind of.
Sony
decryption.
threw their toys out the pram, and then it was a
Well,
case
no,
of.
Sony didn't throw the toys out the pram. All the developers who were developing for it, apart from the indie titles, were like, so basically it's now so easy to hack that virtually a child can do it. We're not going to develop games for this anymore because you can't protect the console anymore because they've got into the master kind of decryption sections. So any games that we release are just going to get pirated instantly. We're not going to make any games for it anymore. Indie developers who just didn't care, they just loved the console and wanted to make games for it, still kept on making games. But all the big ones decided not to, and so Sony didn't really want to push it anymore because there wasn't any point.
Oh. And now we have the Steam Deck.
And now we have the Steam Deck, which is running on Linux, so
Yes.
whatever. But there you go. So, as the title here has determined, we are now going to run through the top 5 to 2
Yeah.
in our Games of the Year runnings.
So we did last year.
Yep.
Both have a top 5 list that we went away and
came up with
by ourselves. And last year we both agreed
on the top game. This
year is not so much the case, but we decided to continue with the top 5 because it's nice to see it. I mean, the genres are really nice, but it's nice to see what for us are the things that were the highlights for the year, because it is, one, an indication of our own taste, very much, and two, an indication of what resonated, because last year we played Brothers.
That was such a good game.
Fucking hell, that game. Just the journey of me playing that game on stream and the story and how it evolved, stuff like that. So it's always interesting to see. It's interesting to see what resonated with us from a year of playing stuff.
And so, Mr. Xavier, your top 5 is...
Here we go. Gotta remember what I picked now.
Vampire Survivors.
Vampire Survivors.
In position 5.
Yeah, I put this in 5 because it's certainly worth being mentioned.
Again.
And it's one that I have, as I've mentioned, 100%ed every time achievements come out.
In 4, Rift Apart. Ratchet & Clank.
God, this was so much fun. Ratchet & Clank one, I will say the biggest downside and the reason why it was 4, it is a lot easier compared to the original. A lot easier.
In 3, Stray.
Yeah, Stray. I love this stupid cat simulator game. I really love all the little bits. There are so many touches in this that makes it, a fun experience.
In 2,
I spoiled the ending for this game, which was really annoying. Everything up until the last episode on this game is a wonderful journey of me learning a world. But I feel I spoiled it, which is a shame.
Did you look up the ending?
I looked up the ending, which I kind of needed to because the puzzle ending was fucking difficult, and the fight ending is fucking difficult. So, I got to the point where it's like, if I try and defeat Foxy Mama, it's just going to be me doing Dark Souls boss for an hour. Whereas if I did the puzzle ending and just looked up a guide, I could then just go, right, here's the ending. But I think I fucked it, so I didn't quite get the ending I was expecting. Which is why this is one that I probably would go back to after a year.
Yep.
Where I've had a chance to forget.
And then kind of cool down a bit and try again.
It is. I will recommend it wholeheartedly, though. That's the thing.
The Dark Souls of Fox games.
Yeah, there's it's a nice family-friendly Fox game. There's Dark Souls. Hedgie couldn't understand every time I said it. It's like, well, it's Dark Souls. It's just flat out Dark Souls.
It's just Dark Souls with a fox.
Yeah.
So these are my top 5 to 2s.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, they're going to be slightly different.
Very different.
Not very, just slightly. But we'll see what I mean when I come in with game number 5 in my list. Soul Calibur 2.
Hey.
It has been my favourite Soul Calibur throughout all times. And so whenever we say, should we play Soul Calibur? Soul Calibur 2 is generally the one I will push to play.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the best.
It's certainly got the formula.
Boss was number 4 for me
Ah,
because
lovely.
holy crap, this is such a good game, and it's in VR and it's VR only, and it was
And the story.
it was
Remember
the reason I
seeing
got PlayStation
this,
VR.
Seeing this and the story. Go back and watch the go back.
Shredder's
and watch the
Revenge hit the number 3 spot.
thing. Oh fuck that alligator.
Holy crap, this game is fun.
Yeah.
It is just fun with a capital F and a capital U and a capital N, especially when you've got multiplayer on the go. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is my number 2.
You have played some of this, though.
I have played some of this, yes, and I absolutely bloody was amazed by what I played. It really does, for considering it's such an early game in the PS5's life, it really does a good job of showing off what the PS5 can do.
Yes.
And I just absolutely loved it. And it's Ratchet and Clank. It's that formula, but that formula just works for me and doesn't necessarily make me want to puke into a bucket all the time.
It's going to be a very fun journey for you to go through. There is stuff there to unlock because I'd imagine you might likely go for the Rhino.
Oh, I'm definitely going for the Rhino. I mean, I'm playing Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction on the PS3 at the moment.
Yes.
And I'm trying to go for the Rhino.
Yeah. It's a silly weapon, but yeah.
So at this point, you'd be thinking, so this would be where they pick their number 1 game, right?
No.
Wrong! We've got an honourable mention.
Yeah. We've played so many games that I thought, no, I've got to stick one in there that's... It could have gotten on there, but, it wasn't quite.
Let's see what your honourable mention was.
We've seen it a few times.
It's Shredder's Revenge.
I gotta say...
It's my number 2 game, and it's it didn't even make your top 5.
No, it didn't quite scratch the Streets of Rage 4 itch. It was really fun. It was really nostalgic, but it wasn't quite Streets of Rage 4.
Streets of Rage 4 has spoiled you. All right,
I know.
This is a slightly longer one. You can talk a little bit more about this one.
Us playing Streets of Rage 4 was very cool. But I will say the different characters with the different fighting styles.
Yeah, they are so all different. That's one of the things I liked about it. It was a case of, you when you're going through the menu, you can see they've got little individual kind of stats like speed, strength, and what have you.
Yeah.
But they all play so differently.
God, yeah.
And it was that kind of escalated it for me. I mean, Streets of Rage 4, yes, they all do play differently, but they kind of play generically differently.
Yes.
Whereas all the turtles having their different weapons.
Different weapons, different specials.
Yeah, different specials and the animations and things. So everyone behaved everyone had their own kind of fighting style too.
Kind of annoyed that the taunt thing's gone, but I understand it because God, that taunt thing fucking made the game ridiculously easy.
It did. I quite enjoyed that as well, to be fair, cheesing through the game that way.
Yeah.
So, my honourable mention, I was actually very torn between 2. And so the game I went for in the end was Blur. Because we haven't talked about Blur tonight.
No.
And holy crap, this was fun. Okay, it was probably mostly fun because we were playing it over the network. This was a 2 PS3 game because you were on one PS3, I was on another PS3.
Yes.
I would net them together through the LAN, and we would just put on the bots and just have fun playing with each other.
Until we upped the difficulty, and then the bots...
And then they kicked our ass, yeah. The other game I was thinking of was What Remained of Edith Finch.
Yeah.
Because that was very much along the same lines as stories, not stories, brothers.
I gotta say, though, if that would have been an argument, because as much as it was interesting story, gameplay-wise...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is why I ended up going for Blur in the end, as my honourable mention, because, What Remains of Edith Finch was a very powerful, moving story, very well executed. But
such a shame about Blur. I mean, racing games have had a hard time anyway, but
especially for us this year.
Such a shame.
But
I know.
I mean, if you do get your PS3 repaired after we all go our separate ways,
or buy a new one.
Or buy a new one, yeah. I would love to see if we could get our PS3s hooked up to a virtual LAN, just so we could play games like this some more.
Well, there's certain things I need to sort out because I've got a PS4 at the moment in the PC. I do need to sort out something that will allow me to play PS2 games.
Yes.
And that probably means
I was going to get you a PS2 for Christmas.
That's a lot of money.
Oh, PS2s are normally somewhere in about the 30 to 40 quid mark.
Okay, that's not a lot of money.
And I was thinking, okay, that's within budget. So I went into CEX. Sorry, everyone, this is a bit of a tangent before we reveal the game of the year.
That's fine.
Hold on to your hats. So I went into CEX because I thought, I could just grab one now and get it for you for Christmas. Do you want to know how much the fat PS3s are going for?
100 quid?
70.
Okay, so not as bad, but that's still a lot.
It's still a hell of a lot, considering I was paying about 25 for the fat PS3s when I was buying them up. And the slimline ones are between 80 to 90 odd pounds.
I feel prices have been pushed up because
Christmas
and also demand. It's a cheap console
It's
to play
not
stuff.
the fact they've been pushed up. It's the fact that CX are fucking gouging us.
Yeah, yeah.
I was not happy.
Yeah.
So, sorry, yeah, no PS2 for Christmas for you. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I mean, tangent. That's fine. But anyway, so now we are at the point where we're talking about our game of the year, our games of the year. So yes, this is confirmation that we haven't picked the same one this time.
Yeah, we couldn't agree.
No.
We had debates.
We have to say though that this is the games that we've played again. This isn't the
This is
game
only
of the year.
this is only counts what games have been on the channel.
This is not Elden Ring versus God of War Ragnarok, because
No.
if we actually had streamed those and tried playing those, the conversations between the two of us would have been interesting.
Especially as I would have still gone for the game I went for.
Yeah, you still gone for the game you went for.
It's like, they're good and all, but
you're not that quite of a gamer taste, I should say.
I am slightly more esoteric in my choice of games when
That's
it comes.
understandable.
Yeah, it's like, yes, these games are very nice and very mainstream and very popular and very good. I can appreciate them mechanically and everything that they do, and they look gorgeous, but they're not this.
No.
So, Mr. Xavier,
Yes.
what was your game of the year?
Yeah, my game of the year has won a category.
It has.
Has indeed won a category.
Yes.
And
And
it is Monster Hunter Rise.
Monster Hunter Rise, of course it was. And another video that you've cut together.
Yeah.
So expect weird and random speed ups again.
There we go.
There we go, straight away, off the bat.
I was learning how to do speed ups on my videos.
I noticed. I was like, can I have some footage? And I got this. And I was like,
Okay.
he's cut it together. He's given me 4 minutes of video, which is good because I needed two bits of 2 minutes. So
Yep. I have to say, this has been the game that held my attention for the longest, not just as a project for playing online, but also as something that I have enjoyed and still enjoy playing.
it certainly got us the most views on the channel, that's for sure.
I keep thinking of things I want to put together for this. It's just a shame that work has been so fucking annoying that I get back and it's like, I just want to sit down and not do anything.
Yeah.
That's the only shame. Hopefully that changes. That changes next year. But my God, I did not expect to be this enthralled in the franchise. And I know some people say, "Oh, it's dumbed down, blah blah, too easy, blah blah." I am not high skill.
It certainly helps newcomers to the series.
Oh God, yeah. I am not high skill ceiling. I am a solo player. Everything's gone black. What's gone wrong? Oh no. Yeah,
This is the video footage you provided me.
Yeah.
You didn't provide me enough video footage for me to add something into that black bit.
Sorry. That was where the music cut off, and then I did the end bit for them to do the story, because there is still a story.
It looks gorgeous though. It really does look pretty.
Could look even prettier, because some of this is from when I modded it as well.
Okay.
To like do slight tweaks, because I don't do the mods to allow you to unlock everything kind of things. I like the graphical tweaks. Yeah.
This looks like you choosing missions and things, is it?
Yeah, this is I unlocked what I needed to progress, and I was looking at all the higher level monsters going, fuck.
Saying, I've got to kill all these. This is going to take forever.
It did, but I've enjoyed the trip, I have to say. That's the
important thing.
It's a game that I have enjoyed consistently.
For me, it just looks like Final Fantasy: The Boss Rush.
Oh, considering Final Fantasy 15, I don't blame you.
I've not played that yet. No spoilers.
15. You've seen people play 15.
No, I haven't.
Because that's the road trip.
I know. I've seen little clips from things.
I've played it round your house. When it came out, I had it. I played it. I was in front of you.
Not when I was watching it. Then I've not seen enough of it to gauge any opinion.
You probably can't remember it, but yeah, it was a lot of commentary on the fact that they're all heavily dressed in belts and bondage gear and black and all male.
Yep.
There was a lot of those comments.
All male foursome. Yep. And they all seem to be slightly homoerotic energy.
Just a bit. But anyway,
on to my game of the year.
We'll move on to your game of the year. So this also has one categories.
Category, just the one.
Oh, one category. Okay.
Yep. This year, anyway.
Yes.
And that, of course, is Brock the Investigator.
Yeah, I would say that this is kind of the same thing for you, because you really invested.
Yeah, financially as well.
Well, not just financially, but you really invested in playing the game and actually going, okay, I'm gonna get
the achievements,
and
trophies and things, and I'm going to unlock things. But Yeah, I mean, yes, I backed the Kickstarter, so I had a vested interest in the game anyway, but I only did that after playing the prologue.
Yeah.
And the prologue just captivated me. And it's like, I want more of this universe. I need more of this in my life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I backed the Kickstarter. The game eventually came out. It was a little bit delayed, but it was worth it. The developer has been very good at keeping the community updated with everything that's going on. And then we got this splendid game that appeared.
There is so much fun in the story that we experienced.
Yes.
For
And
the
I'm
various
not
facets.
very good at point and clicks. So the fact this game gives you the options that, okay, if you can't figure out the puzzle, punch it!
Yeah, if you can't
And the
figure out
puzzle goes
punch
away.
it. Or if you want to take a hint, you can. And if you want to take more hints, you can.
Yeah,
But if
the
you
hint
want,
system is amazing.
if you want those hints, you're going to have to explore the screen.
Yeah, you're going to have to, because there's 3 ad tokens in every screen. And each ad token will allow you to access 1 hint. And the hints are very good at being
Yes.
relevant to the situation
And
you are in.
the interrogation system really worked well.
Yes.
I like because that was
Yeah,
a little
me
bit
again.
grind your face, but there were certain sections where if you did that, it had a fail state.
Yeah, I mean,
which I
the
liked.
first ending I got was because I failed one of the interrogations, and I hadn't realised
Are
that
we spoiling?
there was a fail state.
No, we're not spoiling.
No.
Thank God.
No, sorry, I didn't shoot. I deliberately chose interesting but not spoilery.
Yeah, I suddenly saw this section. I went, shit. Are we spoiling?
No, well, no.
Oh,
Okay.
and random rock band. Okay.
Let's see. That might be a spoiler, but it's completely out of context, so it's fine.
Yes, it's a shark with his top off. Absolutely out of context.
So, yeah, that was my game of the year. Brock the Investigator. We've got 8 available episodes of that on the
Yes.
channel. There was a 9th, but the recording failed, so that got
Oh, so
privated
fucking
faster.
annoying.
But some of the footage did come from that 9th
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, that got privated faster than you can say, oh, that's not supposed to do that.
Yeah, that was just so annoying. Streamlabs has not been
Our friend.
our friend at times, especially
At all.
recently. But things may change. But yeah, so that's it really in terms of
The Game of the Year content.
the Game of the Year content. I mean,
So-
we have been a little bit lax because beginning of the year, things have happened. The TigerTails radio ended. Momentum for various bits didn't really carry on as they normally did. We managed to get back into the swing of things about April, May.
Yep.
And started getting content out.
And
Didn't
it's
have
all
as many,
streams.
didn't have as many hedge streams, which was a bit of a shame.
No, and virtually no pre-recorded content this year.
No, pre-recording content is really difficult when you have a full-time job.
Yes, it is.
And
Tell me about it.
it's not just the time factor. It's when you go, okay, done work, got stuff, get other things out of the way, sit down. You then have to record the content and then have to do the editing. And potentially one of those 2 sections can fall over. And sometimes it's the recording the content. And of course, recording the content is the thing that then goes, yeah, you're not going to edit anything. But that's
Right.
okay.
Right,
Current events are going to make things interesting as we go into next year. Oh, dear.
Right, so
Brock
I've
does look
lined
very
up.
appealing. Yes, Brock is very appealing. It is certainly
Brock,
worth
yeah, Brock is very,
a
very
playthrough.
appealing.
Play the prologue, which is free. If you enjoy that, go from there.
Yeah, the prologue is available on Steam, and you can. It's like you say, it's free, so it's a good, and it's the first chapter of the game. And if you're not like me, who store things on different folders everywhere, if you like the prologue and you play the prologue and you play all the way through the prologue and decide to pick up the full game, the game will pick up from where you left off. It will recognise that you've played the prologue and pull the saves from it, so you can
Nice.
continue on with your current build of the game. And it is the
Yeah.
entire first. There's 6 chapters, and you get the entire first one for free.
Yes, and that's not the longest one either, is it? No, because that long chapter is also the shortest chapter if you do certain things. Because fuck that chapter. Fuck that chapter. There's a specific character reason for fuck that chapter, but fuck that chapter. TK's currently doing stuff in the background, so
I am
he's just
indeed
not
doing stuff in the background.
he's not commenting on the rage because oh my god, that annoyed me. So yeah, so that's that for this year. Next year, well, going forward in the short term, we're probably not going to be having any gaming
Can you
streams.
press X for me? Okay.
Not consistently because real life events mean that stuff is going to be having to be organised, packed, and moved. internet is going to have to be tested. And then once things have settled, we can then go back to actually broadcasting stuff.
Indeed.
Yes, so that's.
But since we still have a little bit of time to fill, I knew I was going to do that. Let's do that.
No signal.
Let's not do that. Let's do that. There we go.
What the fuck am I looking at?
So what the fuck you are looking at is... I can bring up the noise. There we go. I thought we could fill the remaining time with a little bit of... You press X. Tetris.
Oh my god.
This is Tetris Effect.
2,
1,
1.
go.
Oh god, right, so what's the...
I've no idea. This is the first time I've ever played this.
Oh, do you lose points for turning?
Really?
I turn... Oh no, it's time! Oh fuck. Fuck you, game. Oh god. So, yeah, so we will be doing stuff... Oh, I fucked that royally. We will be doing stuff as we go through the next year. Exactly how we do everything will be as and when. I'm not going to get that, no. I'm going to have to clear a line. Oh, thank you, game. I really did need that. Thank you so much. So the plan will be, once we've got our internet for the various homes sorted,
yeah,
to the point where we're confident we can start doing streams, we will be back doing streams. There potentially will be online stuff between the two of us. That's the plan. There it is. There it goes. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we are looking to continue on with multiplayer gaming because we both have PS4s. Yeah. I did not want this piece at all. We both have a variety of games on Steam that we can play multiplayer.
Yes.
Can I have a 4-block, please? Jesus,
and we will also be in a position where we can
you.
go, okay, yes, we can visit and play in real life as well. So there potentially will be real life streams as well that happen. Because the intention is I will be coming down to Southampton to see both TK and Hedgie as and when.
Yep.
The entire thing moves every time you land something. It's like throwing me off slightly.
Ah! Oh, phew. Oh, I didn't want this at all.
I've gone green.
Nice. I'm going to have to make a gap. I don't want to make a gap.
It will mean times will change for certain things. So the best thing to do is just follow the channels.
Yeah,
if
follow our
you want to
socials.
see stuff. I will be looking at continuing on with a long-running series of me streaming stuff, because that's always fun for me.
Well, I think it's fun for everyone.
Yeah, and there might be more recorded stuff, because, again, that's also quite fun.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, I am trying to... Well, I've been thinking about trying to focus on getting some more pre-recorded stuff done next year.
Yeah.
Not going to make any promises on that, but that has kind of been what I would like to do, because as much as I enjoy the live stuff, and I really do enjoy the live stuff, just getting some content that, you know, if I misspeak during it, for instance, if I say something that's factually incorrect or something that...
It's not the worst thing in the world.
Exactly,
yeah.
I can edit around and just make sure that what I actually say is what I want to say. I can actually sound like I know what I'm doing instead of having to try and juggle bloody Tetris pieces while trying to formulate sentences.
Well, this is partly the reason why I'm going to be continuing on with the live content, because I do need to make sure I am still keeping up with the skill that I'm building.
Yeah.
On being able to do stuff. Because the hardest thing for doing the live content is...
talking.
It is being relevant to what's going on as well, because you can just stall.
Ah, I've got pink.
I mean, we have played games where both myself and TK have just literally shut up.
Bollocks!
Oh, fuck, I didn't pay attention. Where we've literally just had to go, okay, we need to concentrate now.
Yeah, so serious time.
Yeah. Not that that's a bad thing for sometimes, it's just when you do it frequently.
Where were all these long ones earlier?
TK, you are really out of practice on the Tetris, but then you are more Puyo Puyo.
Yeah, I am very much a Puyo person than a Tetris person.
We've also done that on the stream. We have Puyo Puyo
that was
Tetris.
not this year, sadly.
No.
Although I do own Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, I think. So we could always go back to that.
Oh, speed's going up again.
I didn't want to hear that.
It's like, how can you be this relatively good? I'm not that good at Tetris. I mean,
No,
this
it's
isn't
just I'm
the
quite bad.
battle Tetris, which I have seen people do. Was it Tetris 99?
Oh yeah.
I have seen those guys. I've seen guys run that, and it's like, god damn. Okay, I'm feeling a bit more happy where everything is. What was that explosion?
I don't know.
Okay.
Something blew up.
I don't know. I'm just doing things. The music has also got a bit more intense.
Apparently that's one of Tetris Effect's selling points. Apparently we should be playing this in VR, because...
How?
I don't know!
How would we play this in VR? This would be
It's got VR mode, and apparently...
vomit-inducing almost.
It's very pretty, apparently, and really helps kind of focus you into the game. Which is maybe not the best for streaming. But
Still good.
it's like, yeah, I need to talk, but I'm too busy concentrating. Let's see, when I get the pieces I need, I'll get quite a... I'll recover.
Well, that's Tetris in general. It's like, if I get the pieces I need,
Yeah. It all comes back together.
yeah. I think the worst thing is when you drop a piece just slightly, and you know it's all your fault.
Yep. And there is no one to blame but yourself.
Yeah.
See, now I could really use a long one, but it's not going to give it to me.
They have adjusted how these long things. It's not a battler, so I'm like, I don't know why I'm setting up like this.
Yeah. All you're doing is just giving yourself lots more points to try and achieve.
I mean, he does a punch, but that's about it. It's not like...
It's not like you're dropping things into my side and really screwing my game over. Which I'm appreciative of, if I'm fair.
Yeah, I mean we're
So-
very much looking at just your bog standard Tetris. Fine, I'll go all the way to the
Yeah,
bottom
long
and
one.
restart.
I got Tetris!
Hey, he did a punch. You're still one whole speed level behind me, which I think is fine for you.
Oh, it's all gone horribly wrong.
Uh-oh.
Right. I'm going to have to work out how the hell I'm going to fix that.
With difficulty.
That's future me's problem. Current me can focus on this bottom.
Damn it. Never mind. Okay, another speed level. All right. Thanks, game.
Oh, sod it.
Fine.
No. The up of the belly variety has occurred.
Fine. Yeah, just start recovery. I'm occasionally glancing over what TK's doing. It's like, yeah, just recovery. Ah, that's a bit better.
Try not to panic. Yeah. See if I-
It's weird because I did play a lot of Tetris back in the day as well. Fun game on the Game Boy.
Oh, I love the
Really
original
is.
Game Boy Tetris. See, I could have done with that being the other way round, because now I'm just going to create that with a hole. And
Phantom Punch. There's nothing.
not best time for a long.
And it was a fun game to play in the car. That was the thing. You could just lose yourself to...
Lose yourself to the blocks.
Yeah, pretty much. Not that a lot of people could do that. I found a lot of people just didn't like playing games whilst travelling, which was weird to me.
Car sick.
Yeah, car sick was a big thing, but to me, car sick was if I didn't eat, I would be car sick. You know?
I bet not get a.
It's the weirdest thing.
That's the one thing I didn't want. Oh,
It's like people going, what has this got to do with Game of the Year? Well, if we'd played this,
it might have won a
might
category.
have won a category, like puzzle, but it would be really hard to. It's building the music as well.
It is. I must say, I'm quite a fan of the music, and I like the vibrations in the controller as well. kind of pulsating.
Yeah, you've got the vibrate. I don't, because I never like having vibrating controllers, which TK thinks is weird.
It is weird.
Not weird.
Oh, balls, I've done it again.
Okay, I've rescued that. That's fine. Okay, we've gone up a speed level. Fuck, I'm gonna fail soon. We've gone up a speed level. I did not need that.
I didn't need most of what I've ended up with. Oh, I keep misclicking, misbeaning. I don't know what you want to call it.
Mispositioning. Shite. Okay, I am failing at my recovery.
I am just failing in general.
Oh crap.
That was really dumb of me. Oh, that was even worse.
I mean, I might get more points, but I am starting to feel the pressure on this.
No, it's all gone horribly wrong for me. It's not giving me anything I want. I'm just making loads of holes.
Oh god damn it! It's gone up again.
I am doomed.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna be
doomed.
there
I
with
tell you. Oh, I can stack.
Okay.
No balls. No, you've won. I mean, you'd won anyway because you're way ahead of me, but that's beside the point. This is all gone. That's it. It's dead. It's game over. I lose!
It's going to force me to keep playing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Fuck you, game!
I got D for don't play Tetris very often. Let's see if this has doing anything.
Crap. Crap. Oh.
Oh.
No.
Good people aren't mocking me, that's good.
Okay, fine.
Oh, you're giving up, are you?
Yeah.
I do this pretty much time.
As soon as I misdropped one.
You're gonna see!
Wow, okay.
C for can do better than TK.
Speed 9.
What did I get?
A C.
How did you find out your speed? Oh, speed 6.
Yeah,
oh, wow,
speed
way
9
behind.
was a C.
Wow, you like doubled my score.
So maybe speed 10 is B, but speed 10, damn.
Look at my ass had it. But listen, that's just one of the many game modes Tetris Effect has. So we can. It's available for now on PlayStation Plus in the download things. If you're on the premium or the one above Essentials, I can never remember the name of. The one that lets you download PS5 and PS4 games.
Yeah, they messed around with the tiers, which I don't think was brilliant.
Yeah, because originally it was just PlayStation Plus, and then you had PlayStation Now if you wanted to stream. And
then
now
they've gone, here's tiers, and it's like...
Yeah, it's the Essentials, the something I can't remember the name of, and then the Premium.
Yes.
I already had PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus, so I was automatically enrolled into the Premium tier, which is very happily the same cost as both Plus and Now combined anyway, if you pay over the year. So, for me...
Yeah, they did change that up.
Yeah, so for me, it was like all these extra things for no extra cost, which made me happy. For some other people who didn't already have both services, yeah, they weren't so happy with the pricing structures.
Yeah, they also included certain online things as well.
Yeah.
Which frustrated the fuck out of people. And that's on top of, hey, by the way, we're going to up our console cost. Oh,
yes.
Outside of America, by the way. Everywhere except America. Thanks, guys. We love you too.
And by love, we mean have a strange relationship with. It's like an abusive husband.
We enjoy your stuff. We just wish you would stop being fucking annoying. It's like, oh, there's a massive merger going on. We're going to raise objections. Are you going to raise objections on valid and logical points? No, because we don't believe exclusive should be a thing. Sony? Hello?
No, we don't believe that previously held multiplats should turn exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah. Sony. Yeah.
Actually, you say that, but have Sony actually done that? Have they taken any multiplats and turned them exclusive?
They have taken chunks of multiplats and made it exclusive, and put time gates on those things, much to the frustration of people on Sony and Xbox and PC, by the way, now.
Timed exclusives are one thing, but no, I mean, because there is the threat that Bethesda's games could go solely Xbox and PC.
Yeah, which I don't think it's a case of, hey, do you want to not take this money that's on the table? I don't understand the logic by that. If it doesn't make them money, yes, but if it's going to make them money, they'll do it.
Well, it's with the next Elder Scrolls game, because they're going to use that as a selling point for the Xbox. It's like, this is the only place you can get the next Elder Scrolls game. And it's like, you can't get it on Sony's console anymore. And it's like, well, that's good in one way because the Xbox doesn't have any games that are exclusive and good, whereas Sony's are regularly appearing in the Game of the Year listings for things. But at the same time, that used to be that was a series that was multi-platform, and now you're just taking it single platform. Dick move. But then some people would argue Final Fantasy, because that was originally a Nintendo thing, but that was always ever on one console at a time. You either had to have a NES to play the early Final Fantasies, a SNES for the middling Final Fantasies, and then Nintendo refused.
PlayStation.
Yeah, and then Nintendo refused to accept CDs as a superior format, so Square Enix jumped ship to Sony.
Yeah.
Like, hey, your PlayStation looks pretty, can we play too? And it was like, yes, how would you like to make your Final Fantasy games look nice? Ooh, shiny.
Yeah, and now we're at the point where we've got remake, and it's like
Shinier.
shinier, but
I want to get my hands on Crisis Core's remake.
Yeah, I've seen some of the stuff for Crisis Core.
I've seen the first hour, and oh, God, it's so pretty!
The summons are different. Thank God, by the way, those summons were near on useless. I'm talking about shit that a lot of people won't even know because
Exactly.
Crisis Core was on PlayStation Portable.
And it was only on UMD.
Yes.
You couldn't get you couldn't get a digital version downloaded.
I still have it
So do I.
up there. I still
Yep,
have.
Mine's down there, so you're right.
I have the save where I completed it on normal,
Yep.
and then completed it on hard, and then completed it on normal again. Because I still hadn't unlocked. Here's how bad it was.
New Game
I
Plus
still
Plus.
hadn't unlocked all the fucking summons. Because
Wow.
unlocking the
It
summons
was hard.
was really hard.
Mind you, it was hard on the earlier Final Fantasies on the PlayStation, because some summons were only on certain discs.
Oh yeah, but that's why I did a guide on 8.
I had a guide on 8, and I still missed Doom Train.
Oh, I literally just I played that and completed it whilst you were trying to complete 10.
Yeah.
That was a weird time.
I completed 10 in the end, at least.
Yes, we know.
Eventually.
10 years, it felt like.
Yeah, it was about, it was 255 hours, I think, in total game time.
Yeah, about 200 hours of Blitzball and 50
Yeah,
hours of game.
yeah. Pretty much. Well, Kamari was the hardest character in the game. He was my
Yes.
big guy, dragging his balls behind him as he walked.
Dear God.
Yeah, Whacker having to carry them in a wheelbarrow behind.
It was nice to see the final end and the final fights of that game, because I'd gotten so far, and then it was very annoying, because it was like, oh, by the way, you kind of need to be either X or Y. X being having the Ultima weapons, or Y having a character that's so ridiculously overpowered that the bosses are irrelevant.
Yeah, that was Kamari for me. Not only did he have a
Yeah.
celestial weapon, but also his Nova Overdrive just kills the end boss in a single hit. And it's like, I'm fairly sure there's supposed to be a second phase to this fight, but never mind, it's gone now, so who cares?
Yeah, that was my final fights for Final Fantasy VII, because I did silly things, and on Final Fantasy IX because I overleveled everyone to 100 in one area before I'd gotten off the second fucking CD.
See, Final Fantasy VIII, the enemies scale with you, so there's no massive point to leveling, but when I got to Ultimecia's castle, I realised the game had levelled itself just slightly above my character's levels, and so I did need to do a grind, and then I just stopped playing.
Yeah, I got to the point where it was like, I have just stacked stats, and the only thing that was holding me back was the number of spells that allowed me to trigger the limit breaks constantly.
Aura, yeah.
Yeah, that was the only thing that was my
Downfall. It was like...
blockade to
You can
overcome.
grind Aura from Cypher fights, but you don't get many of them.
At a certain level, by the way.
Yeah. That's
God,
true, yeah,
those
because if he
games.
goes over that level, he loses the skill.
Yeah, and I'd overleveled to the point where it's like, haha, Cypher! Psh.
Squish! I squish you!
It's like, oh, we level up to your level. Doesn't matter.
I squish your head.
Nah, but that was fun. That was fun little thing.
Oh, the controller still vibrates in the menu.
Dear me.
Nice. I like these DualSense controllers. They are really comfortable.
Yes, TK's playing with the PS5 thing.
Yeah, because we're running this on a PS5 because A, it was already
me.
plugged in, and B, the loading times are so much faster on PS4 games.
Yes.
So much faster.
Yeah, we did that with one game. I can't think
Tekken
what
7.
it was. Tekken 7.
Because Tekken 7's load times are ridiculous if you play it on a PS4.
Yeah,
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ. And that's also the fact that you can have it on PS4 Pro.
Yeah,
And I did play a little bit on my PS4 Pro.
they're
and it
the
was
same
like,
speed hard drives, so it doesn't matter if you're
Yeah.
pro or normal, you're going to sit through 30 seconds of loading time per fight.
some games they were better, but oh god.
All the modern fighting games, you spend more time looking at loading screens than you do actually fighting.
Yeah.
So I put them all on the PS5 now because they load so much faster.
But anyway, so next year, the beginning of the year is going to have some
Sporadic.
sketchiness. How we'll do it, we'll just have to let you know. Once everything's settled, the plan will be to have a continuing long-running series, because I do have things like Kingdom Hearts. I also have, where is it? That's the thing I was after a PS2 for. Breath of Fire, Dragon's Quarter, that I want to go back to. That's a long RPG, by the way. Really fun. But yeah, I've got things like Kingdom Hearts that I would like to get through. Disgaea, if I want to, spend aeons trying to
Yep.
do stuff. That's a game that I would be playing on and off stream constantly. Dragon Age as well. There's a whole bunch of things that I would like to get back to. So the intention is to continue on with long-running series.
Yep.
As well as coming back to bits and pieces that I've played previously, because I have ideas. It's just being able to get around to them and do them. And then ideally, if our internets are compatible for speeds,
They should be.
we'll be looking at doing multiplayer stuff online
So we
in
can,
some format.
so we can resume some form of Friday stream,
Yes.
which may or may not be on a Friday, depending on how the scheduling goes.
Yeah, depending on other things, because obviously both of us work. TK also has social life. I also have social life. So depending on how things align, we'll be trying to do stuff. And there could potentially then be stuff that happens on a weekend, because I will be visiting both TK and Hedgie as and when I can. Not as often, because my god, paying for train fares is getting costly.
And that's even if the trains are sodding running.
Yeah, that was the big
If
factor.
Network Rail isn't digging up the bloody track or striking.
That's the big factor for the whole reason on the move. One of the big things, because it's like, if it's impacting and causing stress to the point where it's like, yeah, it is just driving me and my wife up the wall, then
Yeah, no.
no, because the add-on impact of having your job go, oh, but you need to make the time up, and it's like, I literally can't get in. I'm all right. I can work from home.
Yeah, so
Jules
can I.
can't do that on the off, and all it takes is work to go, oh no, we need you in on that day, and it's like, that's lovely.
You're paying for the taxi then.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
And they go, no, we're not.
Yeah,
You're employed. It's your responsibility to get to the office any way you can find.
yeah, that would be a
Yours.
big, interesting conversation. But yeah, so we'll see how things go for this year. However, it is unlikely that we're going to do much, if anything.
Yeah, January and February are probably going to be quite fallow months.
Yeah, I will say much, if anything, before end of year, because this weekend is Christmas. So Monday we will be having a show, likely.
Monday, yeah, Boxing Day. The Boxing Day.
It'll be we've eaten and we're just going to be sat on the couch going, fuck.
Yeah, the Boxing Day chill and show.
The chill and holy crap, how much food and drink have we had and still yet to have. And then maybe something before New Year's. New Year's I won't be available. And then
Yeah.
we'll be going straight into, by the way, you now have a whole lot of other stuff that you need to focus on.
Yes. Hello, packing the studio up.
Yes.
I don't want to pack the studio up. Can I just wave a magic wand and just have it magically go?
No.
Damn it.
No. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how some of this stuff is going to work, but I can imagine certain things are probably going to go into long-term storage, like the Nintendo 64 stuff, maybe the GameCube, maybe the Mega Drive stuff, because you've got a lot of emulators. Some of the PS2s,
Yeah, some of the PS2s will go in storage.
because you have a lot of those. Probably not the mini PS1, because that's literally, I stick it in my pocket. The Saturn,
The mini PS, as in the PS1 or the PS Classic?
the Grey Station,
The Grey
that's mini,
Station. Yeah, the mini Grey Station. Yeah, that's a potential for staying out.
The Atari probably will stay out.
Yep.
The more recent consoles will probably stay out. I say this because the other factor is, how many plugs have you got? How many cabinets are you going to have access to? How much wiring are you going to have access to? are you going to have the floor space to have everything there? It's like,
Sockets I'm sorted for.
yeah, it's just more the layout of everything else.
Yeah, the layout's going to be fun to fit things in, especially if the current tenant leaves the couch.
You will, however, need the lighting because that apartment needs a lighting rig. He showed me the photos and it was like, that's great if you want to be dark and grungy. But not if you want to record anything where people can see your face.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Or see.
I'm gonna work out lighting.
Yeah, just basically have your lighting rig and go, this is my light. That was my uplighter back in the day. It's like, here's a dark and grungy room. Hang on, let me turn the uplighter on. Oh my god, the paint looks awful.
Well, see, what I might do is just take the studio lights off their T-bar and position them around the room.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
And have them as uplighting.
Oh, uplighting, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, so you can stand them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have stands. Yeah.
That'll be a long project.
Oh no, because it's basically it's a very similar cable to the audio cable that powers all the microphones.
Meanwhile, I have to buy a desk. And a chair.
I will probably have to buy another desk because the desk in my room belongs to the house, not to me. So
yeah, there's gonna be furniture.
Yeah, but one of those Argos ones I've got for the writing desk. I'm thinking about getting another one of them because they're small enough to be able to put a couple of monitors, and I'm thinking about plugging the laptop into that and then having my writing desk as my writing desk in the bedroom if I've got the space in there for it. It's going to be so nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of organisation that's going to be...
The trickiest bit's going to get it moved over there.
Yes. I am just glad I didn't have to fuck ass around with a posting in a form for my driver's license. Although how everything's going to go is going to be interesting. Depends on how many boxes.
We might post update videos.
Oh, there's going to be updates because as much as we have been failing a little bit to update the website,
yes,
there's going to be
We're
a
both
case
guilty of that.
And here's what we moved into, and here's now.
Here is the chaos.
The one thing I will say, consistently will happen. Continuing with gaming, you're not going to be seeing my face. I'm not putting my face on camera. On radio, I will have to because TK.
Yes, you will.
But I won't be having my face on camera.
I sent you a link to that webcam, by the way.
Yes, I looked at that. Aside from some people saying you have to buy a new one every 2 years, it looks like a really good webcam for the cost.
Yeah, for the cost, I have not had a single issue with it yet. And I've had it for over 2 years now.
Nice.
So, those people say buy one every 2 years. I haven't had to.
Yeah.
Just make sure you don't use the audio from it because it's not great.
No, well, I've got a mic and I've got a mic stand at the end of the day. So yeah, so we got a lot of stuff that's going to be happening January especially. So if you want to keep up to date with the channel, you can follow us at tigertailsradio.co.uk, tigertailsgaming.co.uk, and Tigertails Entertainment. We are on Facebook as Team TigerTails.
No, that's Twitter.
That's Twitter.
Yep.
We're on Facebook as TigerTails Entertainment.
Yep.
We are on Twitter as Team TigerTails.
Yep.
So typically we do post on there.
There may or may not be a Mastodon coming in the future.
The best way of following us is, of course, to follow the channel.
Yep.
Leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us a subscribe. And if you have enjoyed any of what you've seen today, feel free to go back and see the series or the episodes where the stuff came from.
Yep, most of the things, if they're in a series, will have a playlist associated with them, I expect, because I've been playlisting my stuff. I don't know if you have.
I do when it's a long-running thing, yeah.
Yeah, good. So there are playlists available if you want to catch up on a whole series.
And you can also see last year's Game of the Year to see what our thoughts were last year as well.
Yeah.
And even better, it does help us support the channel because it's those kind of looking on stuff on the same channel that helps our own metrics. And of course...
And if you look at the description box, there is the traditional give us money on PayPal link if you are feeling inclined to be generous. No one has it so far.
TK shilling, but that's
yes,
fine.
it's like no one has so far, but we're not going to expect anyone to. It's just if you're feeling generous, and it's Christmas.
This is our hobby, so this is how we operate.
But if you want to help us keep the lights on, then in this day and age, well, it's all right for you. You've got 2 people living in your place. You're fine.
Thank you very much to Jerry. He says, good job all. That was fun to watch. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much.
It was actually a really fun little thing to do. And
yeah, it says you. You weren't up half the night, every night the last 2 weeks editing these damn videos together.
As opposed to staying up half the night writing for an
Yeah,
entire
which
month.
I've just done through November.
But we'll sign off here. So thank you very much for everyone who has watched live. Thank you very much to any future people who've watched. This has been TigerTails Gaming, their games played, top games played of 2022.
Yep, our games of the year 2022.
My name is Xavier Wolf.
I've been TK Tiger.
Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time. And on that note, it's night-night, everybody.
Night. And thank you for playing.